My name is Glynis. In today's video, we'll be doing a makeup and books tag. I'll be talking about the books that I haven't finished reading and why as I do my makeup. So I don't have a very complicated makeup routine. I try to make it as simple as possible. Now, to start, I know most people use primer for their face. I use bio oil because I read somewhere that bio oil can also be used as a primer. So I use about a drop of bio oil and use it as primer in my face. For this particular item, the book that I haven't finished reading is To Kill a Mockingbird by Harper Lee. I was so obsessed with this book. I kept talking about it on my Instagram and saying how I needed to read it. Someone very close to me got me the book and I was so excited and so full of it. I could not wait to read it. And then I read the first 50 pages and I'm like, oh, okay, just building the scene, building the characters. The English is a bit 1930s, and so I struggled a bit to adjust to it. 60 pages in, 70 pages in, 80 pages in, I'm just like, what is taking so long? I was just like, oh my god, couldn't this just move faster and I can get on with reading it and enjoying it. The second thing I do once I started my primer is I work on my eyebrows, and as we do our eyebrows, we'll be using, you saw this in my other video, this is the Davies number 18. Now you'll notice that because of the primer your eyebrows become a bit oily, so what I usually do is I take a bit of powder. So this will be, I'm not using it now, this is the Anashe perfecting pressed powder, and so I'm just gonna go in with my finger and just dust them up, you know, so that it's easier to do them. So as that sets in, I'm going to sharpen this pencil. The book that I also haven't finished is Kaitrana, and this is by Khalid Husseini, and I got this book from my cousin, you know, even before I understood how he's a big deal. So when I got it, I was like, oh, this is a nice book. I didn't know it was about like the war in Afghanistan or anything. I just got it because, you know, it's a book that I can read, and it was one of the times when I was trying to really diversify and read more books. And as I'm reading it, I'm just like, there's so many tragic things happening in this book, you know. And I got to the point where yeah, so I was saying that I'm okay, that's just as basic as I do my eyebrows. All I do is like I fill them in and then I like go in with the pencil again. Of course they don't look like they're twin sisters, but they look, I hope they look like their sister. I got to the point where I can't even remember the character's name. This is how long it's been, but one of them is raped, you know, and it's a young boy, and the author just goes on and on about how tragic it was, and I couldn't read. So even after seeing Katrana and seeing that he has another book, A Thousand Splendid Suns, I was just like, I'm not ready. I'm not ready to give my heart out and then have it given back to me when it's broken, and I cannot take the pain again. So yeah, that's basically why I couldn't finish reading it. I know a lot of people like clean up their eyebrows with concealer once they're done. I don't do that. Maybe yeah, I just don't. So now the next product is foundation, and I just got this one. As you can see, it's still sealed. I got it from Super Cosmetics, and it's because from the previous video I had told you guys I had tried looking for foundation at Best Lady, but I realized that the foundation they were selling was not legitimate, so I had to go and find another product that was legitimate. It's my first time using Pauline Cosmetics, and I'm a bit excited because it's a Kenyan brand and I just feel good about it. The next book I haven't finished reading is The Witch of Portobello, and this is by Paulo Coelho. The reason why I haven't finished reading this book is because, okay, I should just be honest. I stole this book from a friend of mine called Jess. Okay, I didn't steal it. I was just like, oh, can I read this book? And then I've not returned it, and it's been like what, 3-4 years now. Jess was my one of my first friends in campus, cause like when I moved into the hostel I was staying at, when I was doing my undergrad, she was one of my first friends. So I saw this book and I had just finished reading The Alchemist, and I was like, oh, another Paulo Coelho book. This should be interesting. So I went and I took it and I was like, let me read it. But every time I started reading it, I'd get so bored, you know? It would be about this concept that I don't understand, which is weird because when I read The Alchemist, I had an amazing time, you know, and I was like, oh, this relates so much. It didn't matter that it was about maybe a culture that I didn't know or I hadn't experienced. This one I struggled. I use this foundation brush I got from Dubois to like what is it called, to set my foundation. I hope so. So I have the book. Yani, it's always looking at me. It's on my shelf somewhere. But imagine, I've just never read it. Oh, so the thing about this foundation is I was told it's like full coverage. Um, this is the first time I'm wearing it since it was tested on my face, and actually I think it's not a rip-off. I like how it feels on my skin. It doesn't feel so bulky, but then again, I don't wear so much makeup because I don't like feeling like I have another layer of my face on top of my face. So this definitely feels good, you know. Thumbs up to Pauline Cosmetics. Like, woo, it's wonderful. The next thing that I use when I'm doing makeup is my concealer, and it's an LA Girl Pro concealer. um I've used this for quite a while, and as I do my concealer, the next book that I haven't finished reading is Rich Dad Poor Dad. Okay, I use my concealer because sometimes I have like they're called eye bags, right? Like my under eyes, I look like I'm tired, and that they look like they're a bit saggy. So I really like going in with just a bit of concealer. The reason why I haven't finished reading this book is it's actually a pretty good book. Um, in terms of saving and investing, and it's a book that I probably took too long to read. The advice is solid about your assets and your liabilities, and the fact that you should have more assets than liabilities, and your income and your expenses, all that. It was like really good advice. For this I'll be using my beauty blender to just go in and set that up. The thing with the book is it's set up in the United States, so a lot of the whole taxing and all that was really foreign for me. So I've read like what, 2/3 of the book, and then I started feeling like he was really losing me. Some of the risks that he took, I'm not a big risk taker when it comes to my money. I'd rather make an investment that I know is definitely going to come back and be good for me, you know. Also, he recently went bankrupt, and I was like, so the next thing that I'll be going in with is my powder, and I had already shown you guys this when I was doing my eyebrows. And the book that we'll be talking about as we do our powder is Perfect by Judith McNaught, and I was so obsessed with this, so I got it from my mom's collection. So we've been through so much in the book. We've been through like everything, you know. These two people who love each other, they've been fugitives together, they've lost each other, they found each other. And then, you know, when a book is ending, how you just want to, I think I'm just gonna go in with the beauty blender. Okay, the book is ending, we should be getting our happily ever after, and somehow we weren't getting that. It was just getting more and more confusing and more complicated, and I'm looking at the number of pages which are remaining in the book, and the author doesn't have time to make up for all the drama that is happening. And I do not like a rushed ending. When Game of Thrones was rushed, I was like, oh wow, okay, I get why the ending was the way it was, but couldn't you have squeezed in 2 or 3 more episodes, and given us more closure? So yeah, so when I saw that this book is coming to an end and this author is introducing plot twists that none of us is gonna be able to recover from, and they'll probably just give me like a bad ending that I'm not even ready for, I shelved it. So I'm going in with some powder. Yeah, it just holds it together, so that I don't look like I'm melting. Oh, and this is also a new powder. So it actually feels good. I don't know why. Like for me, I don't know if it's a thing, but for me, makeup has to feel good on my face. I don't like feeling like I don't look like myself when I'm wearing makeup. I really like feeling like, oh wow, okay, this is nice and this still looks like me, but it's more of a natural but not natural look. I really hope that's how it looks. The next thing we'll be working with is eyeshadow, and I have two that I really love. The first one is a Sweet and Shimmer eyeshadow palette, and I think I've shared this before on my Instagram. I really hope it's focusing. And then the next best thing is Joanna K's eyeshadow palette. I like it because the colors are not so crazy. I mean, it's so dirty I can't even show you guys. It's just embarrassing. Yeah, but it's probably my small sister, so I won't even like try and make it look like I'm untidy. She's the one who's taking the blame for this. I like Joanna K's eyeshadow palette because I'm not the craziest person when it comes to colors in my eyes, so I like how subtle they are. I've had some people complaining and being like, oh, you know what, the colors aren't as many, so I feel like I'm very limited in the number of colors I can wear. Yeah, I'm just living my best life with this palette. Before I even get into my eyeshadow, I'm going to take a bit of the concealer that I was using before and I'm going to put it on my eyelid to sort of help the eyeshadow to hold longer. So I'll just get my blender again and I'll just So after that, now I'm going to go to my eyeshadow palette, and since there's a mirror here, it's going to be easier. And for this, the book that I'll be talking about that I haven't finished reading is Becoming by Michelle Obama. I mean, don't come at me, please. I'm not ready to let that book go. I'd rather see it in the shelf and feel like I still have a chapter to go than feel like, oh, I've already read it and I don't want to start reading it again. I've said this before, it's like having a big sister who's helping you navigate life. So yeah, that's why I haven't finished reading it. I mean, do you guys ever see people who do their eyeshadow and just get anxiety because of how perfect the eyeshadow is? For me, like, eyeshadow is a very new arena for me in terms of the art that goes into eyeshadow. Like, I look at people and they have like the whole thing that goes on the crease, and then they can put like another shade here, and then I'm just like, yo. Yeah, so basically underneath I've gone with the chocolate, with the shade called Chocolate. And then one of my absolute favorite shades from Joanna K is Girl Boss. Like, if I don't wear Girl Boss, there's something wrong. Even if it's just going to be like I just take a bit and then I go like whoop whoop, I just have to wear Girl Boss. So that's what I have right now. I'm just gonna go in with a bit of Girl Boss, and I'm gonna go on my inner eyelid. Oof, look at that. Because whenever I wear this shade, it just makes me feel like a boss. And then in my head I'm like, I'm a bitch, I'm a boss, I'm a bitch, I'm a boss, and I shine like glass of a bitch. Yup, this is the shade that was meant for me. I just finished up with this Sweet and Shimmer, and I also like this shade here, something really close to Girl Boss. This one over here. So whenever I do my Girl Boss, I just go with this on the edges of my eye. Okay, this doesn't have the mirror, so I think I'll have to use this mirror. Just come in. That's it. So whenever I do my foundation, my under eyes are usually a bit messy because of like all the product I've used. So I just take this and then I go in with it. You know, I just go in with it. I go in and remove all the excess product that may have fallen. Or alternatively, I'll just take my powder brush and then I'll come in and I'll just clean it up. See that? That's cute. That's a cutie. So the next product that I use on my face, the best thing to be invented on this eyeliner. I've already shown you this before in one of my unpacking videos and I have no idea what brand this is, but I love eyeliner. Oh my god. I got it from Dubois. And the book that I'll be talking about is Someone Like You by Catherine Kelly. Now, this book is a book that I got from a friend of mine called Sylvia. And then I took too long to read it. And I didn't want to give it back to her. So what happened is she came to my house, came all the way up to my room to where I keep my books. And she was like, I'm taking my book back. And she took it and she left with it. And I hadn't even finished reading it. I really wanted to complete it because I had never read like a Catherine Kelly book, and I just thought that that would be a good start. I've already messed up with that, like that's true. So I hope I recover. Whew. Eyeshadow is an extreme sport, like ooh, okay, not eyeshadow, eyeliner. So I'm just doing this so I don't mistakenly touch my face and smudge it. Yeah, so it can like dry out, but I really love eyeliner. Oh my god, I feel like on the day when I don't even feel like doing a lot of makeup, I'll just do my eyebrows and then I'll do my eyeliner and then I'll just put like a remis on my lips and then that's it. So the final product is lipstick. So the lipstick that I'll be wearing today is another Joanna K product, and this one is called Lemuru. I can already tell by now I'm such a big fan of her products, and this is, it's a very good lipstick. So for my lips, they look a bit chapped right now, so what I usually do is like same thing, bio oil. I just come here, I take a bit of product and then I put it on my lips, you know, just now they're not so chapped and dry. We're gonna come in with our Lemuru. I feel like I've used it so much, but it's almost over. But the book that I'll be talking about is Runaway Jury by John Grisham. I bought it and then I did this thing that bibliophiles do, where you buy so many books at the same time and then you have no idea which one to read. So the one that you thought that you'd read is the one that you end up shelving, and then you read the book that was not even popular. So I ended up shelving it, but I definitely know that that book is the one that I'm probably gonna read next because it's a really good book and I'm a John Grisham fan. Like I know a lot of you who are follow me on Instagram said you don't like him, and it's okay, but I really do like him. And that is it for the books and makeup tag. Thank you so much guys for watching this. Please be sure to give it a thumbs up and to subscribe and to tap on the bell to get notifications on when I post new videos. And all of you, please do have a good day and stay warm in this month of July. Bye.